يراها رأي العين سيغير شكل الكرة الأرضية.
I see it with my eyes, a regional religious war that's going to burn everything. Now the world has an opportunity to prevent this war. All our resistant factions should be ready.
Israel has just confirmed reports that it has killed a top Hamas leader in Gaza. In a statement, the Israeli military said the IDF killed 3 militants during military operations in Gaza and previously said it was one of those soldiers by the name of Yahya Sinwar. He is Hamas's top leader. He is believed to be one of the chief planners behind the October 7th attacks against Israel. This is a breaking story.
So it's a long struggle, but it is a struggle not between Israel and Hamas, as I said, not even between Israel and Hezbollah. It's a struggle between the West and this horrendous idea, which is the opposite of everything we hold dear, and its representatives today, which are today Iran and its close alliance with Russia. I would just add as a footnote that our troops have now gone into these deep tunnels in Lebanon, and that we're being prepared for Hezbollah troops to come across the border and massacre our civilians. They have found the most sophisticated Russian arms in these trenches, and the Houthi rebels, Iranian-backed rebels in Yemen, have been firing hypersonic rockets at us, very fast rockets. Where do you think they get them from? From Iran. And where does Iran get them from? From Russia.
Since the Israeli enemy targeted all of Lebanon, we have the right from a defensive position to target any point in the Israeli enemy's entity.
وأن طوفان الأقصى الذي كان عبارة عن تطور للعمليات وصولا إلى أن تفتح معركة كبرى مع الاحتلال هو يؤسس للتحرير، لأن التحرير هو معركة كبرى وكبرى جدا مع الاحتلال. ولا يمكن أنك تأسس لمعركة التحرير بإشعال الحطب. أنت تؤسس لمعركة التحرير بمعركة بهذا الحجم وبهذا النوع. نعم. وإذا ربنا كتب لبعضنا أن يعيش، إن شاء الله ربنا يكتب لكم طول العمر وإياكم. بعد 10 سنين أنا لا أظن أن خارطة هذه المنطقة ستكون إسرائيل موجودة فيها، وسيقول الناس الله يرضى عليهم اللي أطلقوا طوفان الأقصى لأنهم كتبوا السطر الأول في نهاية إسرائيل. إن شاء الله. إن شاء الله. إن شاء الله يكون هذا الزوال قريب.
We have breaking news for you. This just into our newsroom. President Biden and his administration are apparently now warning Israel it must boost humanitarian aid into Gaza within 30 days or risk weapons funding. As I said, this is just into our newsroom. It is a developing story.
It's quite stunning to see the U.S. threaten holding back weapons in the middle of Israel's fight for survival.
Vaat edilmiş topraklar hezeyanının varacağı yer büyük bir hüsran ve hezimet olacaktır. Bakınız bundan 1 yıl önce, bundan hiç şüpheniz olmasın, İsrail bir Siyonist terör örgütüdür.
As tensions build between UN peacekeepers and Israeli troops in southern Lebanon, as many as 5 UN soldiers have been hurt recently. This week, several European countries branded Israel's actions a violation of international law. Overnight, Netanyahu called for the UN to simply get out of harm's way.
Overnight, the U.S. military made a rare move, deploying B-2 stealth bombers to carry out airstrikes in Yemen. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin says the B-2s targeted Iranian-backed Houthi underground munitions facilities. The Air Force has 19 B-2s, and they have not flown in combat since 2017. The Pentagon says the strikes in Yemen are meant to show Iran that America will only tolerate limited further action against Israel. The Houthis say the U.S. will pay the price for the strikes.
This as Israel's planned retaliatory strike on Iran is reportedly ready, and American officials expect it to happen before the election. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has assured President Biden that Israel will not target Iran's oil or nuclear facilities.
I'm calling you, people of the region. We have a great opportunity to stop the axis of evil and create a different future, a future of peace, a future of prosperity in the entire region.
And it is time for the day after to begin without Hamas in power. We will not give up on these goals, and I will always work to create a future of peace, dignity, and security for all. I thank you all.
Is the U.S. asking?
Citizens of Israel, we are in the resurrection war. Big challenges are still ahead of us. We are required for long patience, for the unity of the ranks, for courage, for a firm stand. Together we will fight, and with God's help, together we will win.
Biden reportedly instructed his National Security Council now to make clear to Iran that any attempt on Donald Trump's life would be viewed as an act of war.
Biden should do something else. He should tell Iran, where I do have an open death threat, if you touch this guy, who's a former president, and now he's the leading candidate to be president, we're going to blow your whole country up. And then it would stop immediately. They cannot threaten an ex-president who is a very strong, you saw the betting odds, they're through the roof, right? Is a strong possibility to become the president.
There's a Washington Free Beacon story I'm reading, and it says, disclosed how Obama administration officials conducted shadow diplomacy with Iran to undermine Trump. Apparently, senior Obama administration officials engaged in secret meetings in 2018 as part of an effort to undermine Trump's threats that he was going to kill the nuclear deal.
I remember it very well. I lived it. John Kerry was meeting with the Iranians. Former other senior Obama officials were meeting with them saying, just wait till we're back and things will get better. And it turns out this may be the one thing Secretary Kerry was right about. Things did get better for the regime, not for the Iranian people. It got better for the IRGC, their terror force. It got better for the Ayatollah. Pay was restored to Hezbollah and to Hamas, and you can see what's happened, Maria. When you give terrorists, the world's largest state-sponsored terror, real money and real wealth, they will use it in exactly the way they have promised that they would.
The Wall Street Journal and many others have reported this suspicious fleet of drones flew over Langley Air Force Base in Virginia for 17 days last year, more than 2 weeks, stumping the Pentagon, apparently. Nobody knows who it was and what they're doing. U.S. officials still do not know who was flying those drones, how to stop them, because federal law prohibits the military from shooting down drones near military bases in the U.S. unless they pose an imminent threat. After flying over Langley Air Force Base, the drones headed south over an area that includes the home base for the Navy's SEAL Team 6 and Naval Station Norfolk. Secretary, what do you make of these flying drones around U.S. military installations?
Maria, this reminds me so much of the Chinese spy balloon, where the first answer from the administration was, we don't know what happened. The second was, don't worry, they're not spying. And the third one is, oh my gosh, we need to shoot it down after it's out to sea. I don't know what to make of this. The fact that the Department of Defense and U.S. government officials can't figure out inside the United States who was flying drones puzzles me. It seems like this would be something that the intelligence community and law enforcement could figure out rather readily. But we have very sensitive American activities that take place in that region, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if one of our adversaries, whether it was Iran or the Chinese or the Russians or the North Koreans or some combination thereof, wasn't indeed trying to identify and impact our capacity to protect Americans. The fact that we've got unknown vehicles flying inside of our country, and the administration just talks about, clean climate change and the like, befuddles me.
For Israel, this achievement represented an important victory against a formidable adversary. For Hamas, it's a familiar pattern: the loss of a prominent figure, leading to the rise of another, feeling the motive for retaliation.